Today we're going to explain where to place your JavaScript code. Once you know what JavaScript is for, we're going to start and how to program it, what tools to use that we saw in our last video. Now we're going to see where is the best place to put our script. Um, a basic HTML web page has this tags HTML at the end and at the beginning. Um, there are other tags you can put, but these are the basic ones. Then you have normally a header and a footer and the body in the middle. So you have the code that starts the HTML web page. I insist with some other codes normally, but I've simplified it. Then you have the header. Then you have the body, which normally contains all the HTML, and then you have the footer with its starting and ending tag. Um, you can place your HTML, your JavaScript, basically both in your header and your body and your footer. I'm going to show you examples of how to do so and the benefits of each. For example, if we place it on the header, every JavaScript has to go between the script tags. We started with a script opening tag and we ended with a script closing tag. And then we can place a very easy JavaScript command, which you will see in next videos, which basically displays a message that says it works. And every JavaScript command normally ends with a semicolon. Okay, so I've placed the script on the header, and the body just contains some sentence. And I'll open the file, and you'll see JavaScript has created this content. It works. That was on the header, and the body produced this HTML content. Okay, so now I'll show you that we can also place the script tags in our body, anywhere in the between the body tags. I've placed the same command there, and I'll run the file, so you see it should produce the same result. So, but as you see, and we'll talk about that in a moment, it first shows the HTML content and then the JavaScript content, because that's how it was read sequentially. So first HTML content, then it works. Okay, so we'll show you that you can also place it in the footer, the same content, okay, and the same script. On the script tags are in the footer, and we just play the file, and you'll see it shows the same thing, HTML content, and then it works again sequentially. First the content, then it works. Okay, so this basically means I can put it anywhere in my HTML document. Is it important to place it somewhere specifically? Yes. For various reasons. The basic one is how the browser reads the HTML file. The browser reads the HTML file one after the other sequentially, and will not execute the next part until the previous one is finished. So in this case, it will start reading the script, execute the script, and then produce the content once that script is finished. In this case, it doesn't matter because the script is very short, but imagine this is a complicated script with loads of processes, or there is more than one script. The HTML content will be delayed because of this JavaScript. If we place, so the next solution that people thought of was to place it somewhere below under the body, in the body, inside the body tag, but at the end. And so you could have all the content, HTML content, and then the script at This is something that is used quite frequently. It works, but it's not ideal because really the body should only contain the HTML and the calls to the scripts that are used. And in the header or the footer, basically in the header, you should have all the functions and all the scripts and tags that are being called. That's what each section is for. If we can place it in the footer, well, it's a solution. Um, but so loads of web pages put the scripts at the end of the body so that the content is loaded faster. But that's not essentially how it should be done. One of the solutions that they thought of was to use this command, which is Windows on load document drive whatever. Window on load, the on load command says that it will execute this once the reading of the whole window has been completed, and so that avoids a bit the delays, and we can put the functions or whatever scripts that we have here on our in our header. Obviously, this is very simple. Imagine this is a function, and the calls to the function are here. So how it should be, we'll do it when we see the functions, but the function should be included in the header, and then in the body you should only have tags that call to those functions to be executed. But a Windows on load solution in the function is a good way to solve it. Although that was changed in HTML and made a bit more efficient. So that is when you include the content in the HTML file. There's two problems. There's a main problem when you include the scripts, the JavaScripts on the HTML file. We've seen that if you include it in the header, it can delay the load of the web page and make it slower. We've seen that you can put it on at the end at the end of the body, but then imagine when you have complicated scripts and very big scripts, um, that makes it a mess, and it shouldn't be there. The body should not include all those scripts. We've seen that solution can be the Windows on load, but still imagine that there's loads and loads of functions being called. This complicates our HTML file a lot. So the next solution that was found or was implemented is that the HTML file should only include the HTML content and the CSS content, and we could include the JavaScript scripts um, in an external file and call it from our header. So I've included it here. In my header, I call within the script tags, I called a source file called Java test. As you see, this is very clean. I could have this Java test could be huge. I could have calls to various files doing various different things, and it has another advantage, which is that uh, this file could be loaded from several web pages. Including some scripts on one page makes it difficult to share libraries or share functions, whereas if you include them in files, it's easy to share it between different web pages. So this solution is great. Again, we have the problem that it will delay. It has to read this whole thing before it loads the content, but we will explain how to solve that in further videos. There's a solution which is to include commands defer and async on the script, and that makes async makes the allows you to have this loaded, the script loaded while the web page is being read, so at the same time, and defer loads first the web page and then the script. So we've managed then with HTML5 file 5, sorry, to have our calls to the scripts on our header in external files, which means that we can call them afterwards. And with the defer and the sync commands, we can have the content being loaded first, and then the JavaScripts being loaded when they need it, and so the web page is not affected. As a conclusion, then, the right place to put the scripts and functions would be the header. This can delay the web page. You can use the Windows on load, or you can use the async and defer when you load an external file. And the ideal thing would be to include all the scripts in an external file, as you do with the CSS now, so that the HTML file is not too complicated, and so that we can share libraries and functions between different web pages. So now that we've know why JavaScript has to be used, how to use it, and where to place and how to place the scripts, we will start in our next video explaining uh, how to start defining variables, functions, arrays, etc.